What's good, my vegans? I decided today because you know, a lot of you may have not gone through this and you might have heard about this situation. As you see in the title, we already know what it's about. If I'm gonna get really deep and really graphic, so if this is for the faint of heart or you really want to hear the real details of what prostate exam is about, you might as well go to another video right now because I'm gonna go as deep as I possibly can and I'm gonna let you know the real deal because this is something that I wish I would have known prior to me going. So I just want to share this stuff with you guys. This is all out of love, no disrespect to anyone. This is all for educational purposes. And like I said, this is just from my own personal experience as a regular, normal person. I'm no professional anything. Um, so I'm 50 years old. Prostate cancer runs in my family. I've had a couple of people die from it. I've had a couple have also caught it in time and got cured from it. Um, to my knowledge, like I said, I like to be that bridge that brings that fulfills that gap, from one thing to the next. Like if you don't know and you're not even thinking about it, then I'm going to be that bridge to be able to bring that awareness so that you can go ahead and maybe do some research on it. So, to the details. One of the reasons, many reasons why I decided to become vegan 4 years ago, and one is someone talked to me 8 years ago about being a vegan, and they looked really great. I was eating a roast beef and cheese sandwich, tearing it up, and I was just like, nah, man, I'll never go vegan. And I never understood what it was about. They didn't give me an example. They didn't talk to me about it. They just straight up like told me flatline, real hard, basically like punched me in the face with, you should be a vegan, and, left it at that for me to just resonate for something that I've never even really heard of before. So 4 years after that, that's when I started seeing friends, people getting sick and different things. And then I started realizing also at 45, I said, at 50, I'm going to have to go for a prostate exam. And what are my chances of lowering the fact that I would have to worry about being someone who gets it, has it, or whatever? So, because the best way to fight anything is to shut it down from the door. So, and what I'm going to do while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to turn on the old fish tank. Yeah, that's hilarious right there. Your boy doesn't edit anything, so that stays right in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and feed my fish while I'm telling you this story. This way, in case you get tired of looking at me while I'm telling the story, you can look at the fish, get their eat on, and they're greedy. So it's about to go down. It is about to go down. Yeah, so I decided to get my prostate exam a little early, 5 years early. And what happened was when I went, I didn't know anything about it. I just know that, you had to not eat the night before. They numb you. Long story short, they give you a pill. They either numb you and you can be awake, or they can put you to sleep. Me, being a person that doesn't like to be put to sleep, I don't like any drugs anyway. I chose to take the pill and get numb. So I think I don't know, I can't remember, it's like 5 years ago. So like 30 minutes or an hour before. I believe it was an hour before. They, they give you the pill. You just sit back, relax, and chill this way. So, the doctor has to have a witness. So it was the doctor and the nurse or whatever, they were in there. You unrobe. You have the gown on, get on the table, and they got to go in from behind. They got to go in from behind. So literally, they take a camera. The camera is not like something like Eyewitness News or anything like that, where it's like them big cameras and things like that they're holding like this on their shoulder. But they got to go in there with a camera. So me being a person that, and not knocking anybody's lifestyle or whatever the case, I don't know, whatever. But me being a person that is strictly uses mine just for exiting purposes for, the bathroom, I never ever thought or dreamed about anything entering, going up. So, and I'm telling you, like, I'm telling you from the heart, like, it, 5 years later, I still feel violated. Like, I still feel like, the doctor didn't give me no dinner, no flowers. He ain't romance me, nothing. Just straight up get on the table and went in. Ah, but it's not even being numbed. You laying there in the fetal position, and they doing what they got to do, and they got to check every inch. Whatever they got to do, they got to do a lot. While they're checking, I'm feeling the pressure, and it's not a comfortable feeling for me. And like I said, this is my personal experience that I'm just sharing with you. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to give you the real. I wish I could have understood myself. I heard nowadays that they have like a blood test you could take or something like that. But at the end of the day, my father, he's gotten it done many times. He's 82, 83, something like that. So he said, "Oh boy, I just let them put me to sleep, and after they finish, I go ahead and I go ahead and eat afterwards, and then with no problem." Anyway, I laying there, he's going to town, feeling the pressure, and it gets to the point where after a while, you just want to get up and you just want to punch somebody in their mouth. You just want to punch the doctor in his mouth. You just want to stomp him out and everything. Like, seriously, like, for real. So I'm like praying that, for this to hurry up and be over. And of course, please don't find anything. But then also I know, it's more important than anything to get that check, because I'd rather know than not to know. Anyway, thank God, after it was over, I got dressed. They tell you to get dressed. And when the doctor told me to get dressed, they left. I looked on the table where I was laying, and there was, oh, damn, damn, damn. There was a pool of blood where they were operating or working or whatever the case. Long story short, man, they tell you to come back 2 weeks later. For the 2 weeks, you're scared to death. You don't know what the heck. Now, this is when it gets interesting. And I know this is getting long here, but this is when it's getting interesting. I come back, I'm mad as hell at the doctor. But I'm praying to God. I'm praying every day, all day, 100 times a day, please nothing. And at the end of the day, thank God, thank the Lord, I was clear. They didn't find anything. Now, let me explain something to you. The doctor, he pulled up one of those stools, like the rolling stool. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for his decision, like for him to tell me. He sits in the stool, and as he sits down in the stool, and I, I'm telling you, like, I remember this like it was yesterday. When he sat in the stool, he went from where he was sitting to at least 6 to 8 feet, lost his balance sitting down on the stool. And he, feet in the air and everything, pardon the expression, I wish I could beep it out, but I gotta keep it